Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a really fascinating look at the future of turf management. Now, if you're a golf course superintendent, an agronomist, or literally anyone on a grounds team, you already know that keeping massive stretches of green space healthy is, well, it's an exhausting, demanding job. But what if we could totally shift that dynamic? What if, instead of turf management being this time-consuming, reactive chore where you're just constantly putting out fires, it became a highly efficient, proactive strategy? Today, we're diving into a platform called PhytoMaps that does exactly that, using advanced satellite and drone monitoring. They call it farming with foresight, and by the end of this explainer, you're going to see exactly why that name fits so perfectly.
So I want to kick things off by asking a question that might sound kind of counterintuitive. What if turf stress is completely invisible? Think about the physical limits of human sight for a second. When you're out inspecting a massive, sprawling golf course, even the sharpest, most seasoned superintendent can only physically cover so much ground in a single morning. You walk the fairways, you check the greens, right? But at the end of the day, you're relying entirely on your naked eye to tell you what's happening deep down inside the biology of that grass.
And that brings us to the core philosophy of this platform, which I think hits the nail on the head for every superintendent's biggest frustration. By the time it's visible, the damage is done. Just let that sink in for a second. By the time stress actually registers to your eye, by the time you spot that yellowing or that dry, crispy patch, it's already been brewing for days. And that means your critical window for a small, cheap, easy preventative fix, it's completely gone. You're no longer preventing a problem, you are officially treating a full-blown crisis.
Let's actually break down the true cost of relying on those traditional manual inspections. First off, walking the course is undeniably slow. Let's be real, it eats up hours of your morning before that first tee time even hits. Second, you might rely on soil samples, but those lab results lag dangerously behind reality. By the time that report lands on your desk, the field conditions you sampled, they've already changed. And third, like we just talked about, visible stress is late stress. The underlying issue started way earlier, meaning the fix isn't just going to take more effort. It's going to be way bigger and far more expensive to correct. Basically, relying purely on slow course walks and lagging lab results is just draining your time and your budget.
All right, let's move on to Section 1, the macro view, automated satellite monitoring.
So to escape that slow, ground-level manual walk, we literally have to look to space. This platform provides continuous zone-level monitoring that refreshes automatically every single week. It basically acts as an early warning system for every single fairway, green, and tee on your property. And honestly, the best part? There is zero hardware to install on the ground. No way. Not a single probe, no physical sensors cluttering up your course, no equipment out there to maintain. It's purely a software layer watching your turf from above, checking the health of the grass based on how it reflects light way before the human eye could ever spot a change.
And the workflow to replace all that daily guesswork? It's brilliantly simple. It's just a 3-step loop that runs in the background. Step 1, you map your course's fairways and greens into zones just one time. Step 2, the system automatically monitors turf health on a weekly cadence, giving you the latest reading and trends for every zone. And Step 3, you get instant early warning alerts the exact moment turf health drops below its baseline. Think about the time savings here. Instead of walking the whole property hoping to stumble across a problem, the platform essentially taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, go check out Fairway 6 today." To make all this work, the satellite takes all that highly complex, multispectral data and boils it down into a concrete, dead simple metric called the Phyto score. So no more guessing if a fairway looks okay. You have hard data. A score of 100 means excellent, 85 is good. When it dips to 65, okay, now you're in the monitor zone. At 50, it's officially stressed, and anything under 35 is critical. It takes literal space data and turns it into a number that anyone on your grounds team can instantly understand.
Let's jump into Section 2, the micro-view on-demand drone analytics.
Okay, so the satellite is amazing for everyday broad decisions, but what happens when it flags a zone that needs a much closer look? This is where these two tools work in perfect harmony. Think of the weekly satellite monitoring as your broad scout. It's that sweeping early warning telling you exactly where to look. But the on-demand drone analytics, that's your magnifying glass. It gives you diagnostic imagery at centimeter-level resolution, telling you exactly what is happening in that very specific spot. You don't need to be flying a drone every day. You just let the satellite tell you exactly when and where to deploy it.
So, when does it actually make financial sense to bring out the drone? Well, the source outlines 4 key scenarios. First, when a flag zone from the satellite needs that centimeter-level look to spot exact stress patterns. Second, verifying before and after results. You fly the area, you treat it, you fly it again, and you have undeniable proof of what changed. Third, creating a defensible, dated record, which is absolutely invaluable for disputes or insurance claims. And finally, conducting those seasonal, full property deep dives in spring, summer, and autumn. This targeted approach lets you create precise maps for GPS-guided spot spraying, which saves a massive amount of resources compared to just blanket treating the entire course.
And finally, Section 3, from the fairway to the boardroom, reporting.
We all know managing the grass is really only half the job, right? The other half is managing the expectations of the course owners and the board. PhytoMaps doesn't just collect this incredibly detailed turf history and lock it away. It packages it into export-ready PDF and spreadsheet reports that are explicitly built for the actual work superintendents do. Whether you're presenting to your board, your owner, or a client, you can export this intelligence with just a single click.
Let's look at the actual undeniable data points you get in these course health reports. You get fairway-by-fairway status snapshots. You get these incredible predictive tools like a 10-day disease forecast that will literally warn you if there's a 99% chance of dollar spot or a 60% chance of microdochium patch. You also get side-by-side date comparisons to visually prove exactly what changed after a treatment. Plus, multi-year time series tracking. This level of data completely changes the conversation in the boardroom. You aren't just giving them an opinion based on a morning walk anymore, you are handing them hard, highly visual, undeniable data to justify your budget requests.
Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway from all this source material. It's really all about leaving that exhausting, manual guesswork in the past. So the question is, are you ready to stop guessing about your turf and start farming with foresight? By letting satellites do the broad scouting and drones do the microscopic checking, you save countless hours, intervene while problems are still cheap to fix, and clearly communicate your success to the owners. It is a true game changer for turf intelligence.